Hello and welcome to the third episode of What's Good in the Hood. And today we are going to talk about internships. You are our first female guest on the podcast. So
Wow, I bring diversification to your channel.
हाँ, सच में काफी मेल एनर्जी आ गई थी यहाँ पे, तो we thought थोड़ा female power का जरूरत है.
So hi everyone, and I'm Kaashvi Saxena. I'm currently a fourth year engineering student at Manipal Institute of Technology, and I'm doing my BTech in print and media. And currently I'm working as a product manager at Cred. So I'm doing my internship. And prior to that, I have worked at OnePlus and the marketing division for 6 months. And I also started out with Cred as a marketing intern earlier with the previous IPL in March and April. That's what I was doing there. And apart from that, I love to dance, I love to cook, and I love to network with people. Now it's my hobby to also speak in these kind of sessions and, act all pricey. So that's a hobby too.
So basically, Kaashvi, 5 to 6 month long internships को हम यहाँ पे semi-placed बोलते हैं. ठीक है? तो
yeah. Off campus निकालिए placement only.
So yeah, Hrithik also has semi-placement. I also have one now. So हम काफी खुश हैं.
I don't have any semi-placement or placement, guys. ऐसे अटैक मत करो यार. मैं तो क्रेड में अभी भी इंटर्न ही हूँ.
But for like you have completed your engineering or you're still in engineering?
I'm in the same batch. I'm still in 2022 batch. So.
Oh, acha. So you have been doing full time at Cred and also managing college.
Yeah.
Oh, respect.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I started like applying for internships in around third semester, which was back in 2019. So that time, obviously, I had no clue kaise apply karte hain, what is to be done, what skills you need, and how to even land an internship. And thank God lockdown happened. And everybody started posting stuff like, online. So I took up some time. I was a freelance graphic designer, and I was a part of around like 7-8 societies where I was doing like marketing, and I was a part of graphic designing, and I was a part of like just the management teams in general. So like, I was doing a lot of stuff which involved like, networking in college. So after talking to a lot of people, I found this one senior who I had spoken to earlier, and he had a startup, and that was Webloom Solutions. And I was a business development intern there for a month. And that went through like later in 2020. So obviously I had no idea what the roles were and everything. So I did a brief research for like 6 months about like where I want to go, what skills do I need to pick up? And I just picked up everything in the go. And I was like, Jo mil jayega, let's go ahead. And I went to business development internship. And that was very like salesy. It was a B2B SaaS product. And I obviously wasn't my kind of a thing, but I learned a lot of things, and I went and moved ahead to OnePlus, which was I think one of the most changing, incidents in my entire career, or even like my entire student life, because I got into, it was a very rigorous process, and I worked with OnePlus India and I think that was the time Nord was just launched. That's when I entered the company. And I was the top 25 people who got the internship out of like 30,000 applicants for that year. So going ahead, I worked as a marketing intern for 6 months at OnePlus. And that was around like performance, and it was a lot around like, like a lot of communities. We were leveraging the communities and the idea of like, moving everything online at that point of time. So I think that was something that was very new to me. And then I just got the hang of it. So now that what happened was I started talking to a lot of people who were from other colleges. I know like, we have a mutual friend from there as well. So that's how like I started connecting with people. And then like I just got super active on LinkedIn and Twitter. And that's when I found Cred, and I applied, and I got the role in marketing. And at the side, I also did another internship at Hamid as a marketing and growth intern for a month. And it's an app which is giving like, which is just like, it's a love child of like Spotify and Reddit. So it's like bringing something new in the music industry, and it's like how you making music sharing super easy. And then I came back to Cred again. So I have been at Cred since March or April, and I was working as a marketing intern, and then I moved to product, because then I got to know that there is something called as product properly, and it was overly populated all around, and buzzwords started buzzing in. So I was like, okay, let me try that. So that's where I am at now. I've completed like 2 months into product, and I wish to like pursue the same thing, at least in the running years. going ahead?
For me now, it started last year. Last year was my first internship. जहाँ पे after lockdown, I mean, like in the lockdown period, I like started graphic designing and I thought about applying for some internship. So like I applied through Internshala. Internshala पे I applied a lot. मतलब there मतलब internship you don't get a lot of internship with proper amount of stipend. So first internship I thought कि I'll just go for the experience and like not worry about the money वगैरह what there. So first internship like that was unpaid. So I applied for a graphic designing internship at one of the NGO in Amigos Foundation. Like it was an NGO. And this was the first internship for me. Then so we were doing .NET simultaneously. So for some time, like I didn't do any internship. Like I was focusing on college के exams वगैरह. So like ठीक है. Then तो कैसा है कि then I continued. I did some part time in like freelance only. I did some freelance work. And then so once again I started to apply on Internshala. Like that time I didn't know about LinkedIn. LinkedIn का profile नहीं कुछ नहीं. But Internshala, I thought कि Internshala पे internship मिलता है तो Internshala is the best. ठीक है तो again I started applying on Internshala everything and then वहाँ पे I got another internship called that content curator that was related to my field, civil engineering. The first internship on civil engineering I had to do that. I had to make some tutorial videos regarding a software called Revit. That was a 2 month internship, and then that I got some stipend of 2000. Like for making some videos, I think that's like it's a good deal. Getting 2000 for that. And then though it was a 2 month internship, and then again after that, like 1 month into that internship, I got one more internship offer of a business analyst that I continued simultaneously then because that time though I like know how to manage my time with the college and internship. Then I thought कि चलो एक और internship कर लेते simultaneously. Placement like semi placement offer from Flipkart as well. So I am like semi placed right now. This is the campus ka placement. So yeah.
My story would be that my first internship was after my first year at college ended. I'm doing electronics and telecom at KJ Somya, and I have not done a single internship related to electronics and telecom because I haven't understood what they are teaching only. So क्या ही करें ना. तो फिर yeah, so we have a startup incubator on our campus. So there one of my friend was doing an internship, and 10 days into my vacation I was like, yeah, I'm so bored. And तभी उसका call है कि do you want to do an internship? And I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. So फिर I went there, had an interview, and so first year मैं like you don't know a lot of things, right? So the guy said that this will be a marketing and operations internship. So I was like, okay. So operations, I didn't know what operations means also. Okay, so marketing, I was like, okay, chal, marketing to theek hai. So marketing, I thought I would be writing like very interesting copywriting I would be doing, and we'll be doing like these things where we like do ads and stuff like that. तो फिर I was like, हाँ ठीक है operations तो figure out कर लेंगे क्या होता है. तो फिर so operations is a very tricky thing. Okay, so I believe that operations में it depends कि तुम्हारा boss कितना दिल से अच्छा है. So because operations में तुमसे कुछ भी करवाया जा सकता है. तो फिर this was a club kitchen basically. So it was a healthy food startup. So they had a club kitchen and they used to sell food on Swiggy and Zomato, stuff like that. तो फिर so over those 2 months I have operations के नाम के नीचे तो मुझसे बहुत चीजें करवाई गई है which have been very embarrassing. So I have found myself like roaming the streets of Ghatkopar and talking to kabadi walas. I know this is very random, but ये सब हुआ है. And I was like, यार ये सब भी हुआ मेरे साथ. मैं health food startup में काम कर रहा था, मैं कबाड़ी वाले के साथ बात क्यों करने गया था? So it's very so I used to take food samples to gym owners, and then those, and my boss, I wouldn't say he was like a bad person or anything, is that उसका थोड़ा basics ही clear नहीं था यार. When you tell someone that okay, I'll send over a sample for you to try, it is like understood that that sample would be free, right? Because it's a sample. So for my boss would also give me the bill of that thing and used to say कि उससे पैसा लेके आना. Like, but this is a sample, dude. So that used to be a very awkward thing, that I am sitting with the gym owner, he's eating the sample, and then I'm giving him the bill, and he's like, what? What? ये तो sample था. And one gym owner told me that this is not even tasty, dude. Why would I give you money? Like, ठीक है यार, मत दे. But हाँ, so operations के नाम के नीचे बहुत चीजें करवाई गई. Marketing was good, but हाँ, it was like not that big of thing. मतलब हम intern थे और हम ही employee थे basically. Like founder के नीचे तो मैं ही था. So there wasn't anyone between us. And then I did a content writing internship at Pepper Content. Which was my first paid internship, and I got paid a lot of money for that. Okay, I got paid 40 paise per word, so that's crazy money. No, it's not 40 paise, not 40.
No.
अच्छा अच्छा, okay. हाँ, तो फिर काफी मतलब
like positive कि like हाँ 40 paise is a lot.
हाँ मतलब if it's for one word, then maybe it is. So you should write a lot of words to make good money then. So for Pepper Content wasn't a big company then. Now it is very big. They have a lot of services now. Before it was just content writing, and they had writers to do that, and they used to connect us with clients. So I did that for some time. Made very less money, but okay. And I got to learn a lot. And then I did Dotlet Media. So Dotlet Media became like more or less it became like a full-time job for 1 year, 1.5 years, because it was just me and Hrithik, and we were creating content. Like our aim was that it shouldn't feel like two people are creating it. It should feel like it's a team building that content. So फिर उसमें काफी effort किया. And after my I think in my third year, I got qualified for the appraised APM program. And then we had a learning journey for 1 to 2 months. Then we prepared for product interviews. And Kaashvi might know that preparing for product interviews is like a whole different ordeal. But it's very interesting. I really love like product interviews is also a very different journey. तो उसमें बहुत मजा आता है. Because you have to think in a very different way, no? तो तभी जो mind का activity is very exciting during that time. जब interviews चल रहा है. So for that happened, I got a product internship at Fineza in Information Technologies, which is a B2B lending solutions company. I did that for 2 months, and now I got another product internship at LimeChat, which is an AI chatbot integrator, you can say. Yeah. So that has been my journey with internships. Any situations in which like there would have been some embarrassing situations, or I wouldn't call them embarrassing, it's just that some naive situations in which like you thought stuff works like this, but it actually does not. And like what a student expects out of the corporate culture of India, and like what is the actual truth. Have you had any instances in which you realized, oh, okay, this is different, all right, so stuff like that?
I mean, I think shifting to product gave me that visibility and also gave me a reality check कि जो हम books में पढ़ रहे हैं, people are writing ज्ञान, that doesn't happen. And you know, a lot of people I think are preparing for like, you know, like even for entry level stuff, the competition, the supply has gotten so high that interviews are actually like, you know, like to be very frank, I've actually never prepared for a product interview. It's just, I had this skill, but I never knew that I would fit into a product role. So it was very funny because like when I started studying for it, I got like super overwhelmed. I know about Embark and I know about all the appraised ka jitna bhi sab kuch chal raha hai. And I started reading upon that. I'm reading as a podcast sun rahi hu subah 4 baje, what is product, read like some heavy book. And also like expand my skill set, and I'm just going to one person, mujhe ye sikha do, us person ko ye sikha do, and I did a lot of workshops I've attended, and it just became like a thing, no? Like all of a sudden, I don't know how, what happened, but like product just shot up. And then I started getting the FOMO, and then I got to know like what actual product is, and I was like, theek hai. I wouldn't say that it's not as hard as what people portray outside, but like like when you get into like an SDE job that's very relevant for me, like people just start making channels ki like hamara DSA ye hua, yahan se kar lo, wahan se kar lo. So everyone's just like spitting out a lot of resources which they also haven't used. because I spoke
हाँ.
to one person once upon a time and I was like आपके Twitter thread में ये था, and he's like हाँ क्या था क्या ये, and I was like आपने लिखा था. So I realized that people are just trying to be like, you know, like something that they haven't tried themselves. So after getting into the job and after actually understanding the product, I was like, okay, there is a lot of misinformation. And then also like stuff like how you expect people to react. Like, you know, I never knew like बोलते हैं प्रोडक्ट में कि वो यूल सेट ऐसे वो 3 ऐसे वो बना देंगे, डायग्राम बना देंगे, यहाँ बिजनेस है, यहाँ यूआई यूएक्स है, या इंजीनियरिंग ऐसे प्रोडक्ट ऐसा होगा. And I was super annoying because
वो diagram.
when I was there and I was like अच्छा चलो and अब तो मैं यहाँ पे हूँ. But then it is so hard to even talk to one team. Talking across teams is not something like, even in college you talk from one club to another club, there's like one rivalry happens. So inside team also obviously it doesn't happen like in general, but it's just like super hard to manage. Like it's so overwhelming. I go to some senior developer and I'm like मुझे ये चाहिए. And then I have to like change that. I have to read that message like 10 times. Ki bro, ढंग से लिख रही हो ना? Like he's somebody who's in the company for so long. He's been there in the beginning. He has so much experience. उसको जाके मैं कैसे बोलूँ कि हम इसको change करेंगे? So that is nowhere there, out. So these are some things I came and I was like, अच्छा ये होता है. And जो वो लोग ऐसे Venn diagram वगैरह बना देते हैं, वो तो कुछ नहीं होता. Nobody sits like that. And as an intern, it's obviously more overwhelming because when I started out my product, I started going to office and I was like, okay, so I can't even like just turn off my mic or like not be there mentally sometimes when I have class going on. वहाँ पे you need your full focus and also ये सब तो कहीं नहीं लिखा था online or before I started applying. So yes, corporate level में those things are actually real time very different compared to what people sell on the social media.
Right. मेरा product का when I started my internship, like in the first two weeks, I realized, okay, actually working in product is very different than preparing for product, because when you are preparing for product, you are more or less preparing for the interviews. So like product ka interviews are very different. They are like, they will give you frameworks, they will give you problems to solve. But when you are actually working, वो काम काफी different होता है. Yeah, definitely you need product sense, you need product mindset. But it's not like solve this root cause analysis in 15 minutes, okay?
How should one get an internship? मतलब ये networking in your case was very important. So like for in general, like people who are just starting out, like just in their second year, third year, what should they do?
And I think one thing that was lacking was the information around what you really wanted to do. And in order to find that out, people don't realize that they need to experiment, you know. I was a graphic designer, but then I knew that, you know, after I started designing for like a couple of weeks and I started freelancing, I literally used to like $100 I used to make a poster. We used to have like this engineering graphics subject. मैं उसके भी ऐसे 5 sum बना देती थी and stuff like that. But then I realized that when you go to an industry, it takes a lot more than just knowing the softwares. Like, you know, that creative side just like never like boomed that much for me. And I was like, okay, that's just not, you know, something I'm built with. So when people come up to me, they are ambitious and, you know, like, you know, we say like, you know, sky is the limit and stuff like that, but at least they should hold their ground and understand ki, like what skills am I lacking. People want to do marketing internship. When I got into marketing at Cred, people were like kaise mila, kyun mila, but people should realize that, you know, everybody has like their own experience which cannot be repeated. It is very unlikely that मेरा अगर ऐसे हो गया तो आपका भी वैसे ही होगा. So that building that, like people watch and people are just like हमने तो ये question भी कर लिए थे, हमने तो ये भी कर लिया, हमने ये resume भी कर लिया, 4 internship कर ली, why is this not happening? So whatever you are taking away from your experience, even at college level, like why I chose marketing was because I was involved in around 13 societies towards the end of college. Abhi the 4th year mein we were not a part, but like 6 semesters I was a part of 13 societies and I led a few of them. And that's when I realized that marketing is something at least I can do because that matches the experience of how I have worked with the peers. And it's a lot of like hype. So the first basic step what I suggest everybody is यार खुद का प्रोफाइल एंड खुद की चीजें बाहर डालो. पीपल आर लाइक कि अच्छा ये डालें ये नहीं डालें, ये छोटा काम है ये बड़ा काम है, ये सोसाइटी में ज्यादा काम नहीं किया, या people just start putting out fake stuff, right? So I think as long as that is like done, then you can help yourself because you have given yourself a reality check कि मेरे पास कितने skills हैं कितने नहीं हैं. And if you don't have any skills, then you can't sit with no skills for like the lifetime, right, till you turn 50. You're just 20 right now, and if you've not like learned a skill, you have to look back and be like मैंने ऐसा क्या नहीं किया which other peers are doing around me. Find a role model maybe and like just be like अच्छा ठीक है, like she got into that, and this is how you pick up skills. Like learning how to pick up a skill is more important than learning how to get a job. This is something I tell
Right.
everybody. And this is a major challenge everybody faces because they just don't understand what the job entails. Like how you also talked, right? Going back ki like mujhe operations ka to aata nahi tha, and then you understood that what you did was very different from like the job description. So people get disappointed by that. You took it in good spirits, you moved on with your life, but people get like scared with one incident, one rejection. Like I think my first internship afterwards, like when I was actually applying, I sent like 100 cold emails, must have applied to 60 job openings, and then only I got 30 replies, which were like successful replies ki okay, we can get back to you wala cheez. So you need to realize ki like sirf do logo pe apply karne ke baad you just can't sit there. Like people are not moving. People, I think at home also people have just gotten comfortable with the idea ki something is happening and time is just flying and flying. So looking for internships, you can look for internships, but then you should be well equipped to be applying for an internship, or you should be like an asset to an organization, or at least try to understand what am I gaining out of it. So in the end, it falls down to very three simple things. Ki what are you trying to get from an internship? One is obviously being money. So a lot of people just do small work for like chunks of money. Like when I used to freelance, I knew this is not a career option. I was just making pocket money at college. And that was a cool thing to do because I got my expenses sorted at some point in life from second semester onwards. But so money is one thing. Another thing is just the bragging rights that I work here. So that you can get from any company in general. Like let's say if you are somebody who's like a startup junkie, or you just go to a big company you don't like. Well, sometimes people just go to one company and be like, kuch bhi role de do types, right? So that's just bragging rights. Ki, haan, mujhe kuch bhi mil jayega. And the third is actually experience, where you just ignore the two. Where you don't have bragging rights, you'll just learn from one person to another. So if once these are aligned and at least you are able to club two things together, is when I feel like you are able to get it. Because what happens is people go internship, company अच्छी है, learning experience है, जगह पैसा बस थोड़ा सा कम हो गया, like 10,000 के बजाय वो 5 दे रहे हैं. But I'm just like, okay, but weigh out your options, right? Like if you want to do it for money, then go ahead, keep doing stuff for money. If you want to do it for experience, hold your ground. Obviously, unpaid internship is like another field as general, but if you're comfortable and you don't want money to like, it's not making a difference in your life. It's not making like, you're not seeing ki like, acha yaar, you're obviously living with your parents. It's not like anything will make a difference. But for me, it was just a simple thing ki if I got like a budget, I could overspend with my external, cash that I was making. So in that sense, if these three things buckets are sorted, is when you can start applying ke liye you have LinkedIn, Twitter and everything, and start putting all your skills to like a vocal ability. Like, if I could network, I can't just say I can network and like, just show that I'm a part of 13 societies. Now it's like, now if I tell you I network a lot, it shows from all my social media. I'm connected to random people everywhere. I'll find one mutual friend with just everybody. And if I'm a designer, I have some background. So you don't need an internship to prove your skills is the ultimatum. And going ahead, you need to at least have some backup knowledge of like, why am I going and doing it? So I think that's like a very great piece of advice, which I have realized after talking to a lot of peers and understanding where they come from and where they are making a mistake.
Right. Great. And unpaid internships are also great for experience, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because a lot of people are doing unpaid internship at Dotlet Media. Keep doing it, guys. You are doing amazing work. We respect your work. But it's a part-time internship and it's work from home, and so it's good, right? तो सीखने मिल रहा है उनको बहुत. तो हाँ.
I mean, yeah, that's it, right? If there is need, if the three buckets that I pointed out, if none of them are there, then it's pointless. You're just doing grunt work. You're not even making yourself employable. Everything should at least, it gives you some edge, right? If you earn a lot of money, then you know you're capable of earning money. And what is the end goal of everything? Education to earn money. So either of the three, there should be at least some takeaway. There should be some takeaway from any internship that you're doing, other than a certificate. For God's sake, I'll make certificates. You come to me, but no, don't do internships for certificates. That's the prime agenda.
Right. Because like I think मैंने और I and Hrithik hire like recruit interns, and हमको एक हफ्ते में पता चल जाता है कि ये बंदा सर्टिफिकेट के लिए आया या ये बंदा सीखने के लिए आया. And so it just understand we can just understand it from the kind of effort that they are putting in. And
That's very
if they ask you for like यार मेरे को कितना आज का सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, just like there's 2 months for the internship to end, and right now they are asking those type of questions. And on the other hand, there are interns who are like giving ideas, who are saying that Arey, like, we can make this change, and through that this can happen. So when someone is actively trying to make change, so for you can understand, okay, this person is of value.
contribution goes a long way, right? That's what I was saying.
Yes,
I mean, I've contributed
definitely.
to so many societies. I used to just sit and like help my friends out. कि अच्छा ये app बना रहे हो, इसमें ऐसा design डाल लो, ये करो. I've never formally learned UI UX. It's all been like my experience. And now I'm just like sitting and making changes and everything, and gotten into product because of the very sole reason, because I can now think from that perspective. So
Right.
contribution goes a very, very long way, as long
Hmm.
as you're making active contributions and learning from whatever you're contributing with.
And I think that can come from like being genuinely curious about things. If you're curious about how things work, how people in different walks of life are working, that is when you can like you'll be able to give in something to the society and stuff like that. थोड़ा हाँ थोड़ा motivational हो गया ये, पर ठीक है. Where can we find you, Kaashvi?
All my usernames are Kaashvi Saxena. That's it.
Okay, great, nice. This has been a very great discussion with Kaashvi Saxena about internships and life. So thank you for joining us, Kaashvi, today. It was a very insightful discussion. To be honest, not gonna lie. Yeah. So we will see you next time, guys, in another episode of What's Good in the Hood. Bye. Okay. Bye, kar lo yaar. Bye.